2024 kids, bro, they get addicted to anything these days. Today we'll be looking at the top addiction that kids have in 2024, and we'll be ranking them with this video. Before we watch this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the comment down below what is the worst addiction in 2024. Without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Hey man, let's get it.
Addictions, a very prominent series here on the Duck channel. I've talked about video game and caffeine addiction, but today we're going to discuss them all. We're going to rank all the worst addictions in a tier list. And at S tier, it's going to go from the least concerning all the way at F tier, the most concerning addictions. And at the end of the video, we're going to crown an addiction the worst ever, and we're going to crown it the G tier. First up, we got on the list that I shittily made in 5 minutes, shopping/spending money. Now, a lot of people just have the sudden urge to get a new designer bag, even though the Michael Kors bag is doing the job just perfectly fine. And it can get to the point where people can put themselves in debt, spend it on a credit card, and are just completely irresponsible with their money. Sometimes I'm hauling ass to multiple stores. I'll go to this store and that store. It's like a whole ass roadmap for the day. But most people will not get to the point where they're like overdrafting on their credit card. So we'll give it like a calm D tier. Social media. For this one, it all depends on what you're consuming. Because if you're consuming that skibbity toilet or lanky box, or any like janky ass YouTube kids video, your brain cells are gonna be fried. And if I spend too much time consuming content, I will literally feel tired for the entire day. So with that, you won't even be productive. So we'll give it like a C tier. It's obviously not that bad, but it will definitely.
I would give it a D tier in my opinion, but a C tier is fine. Like
fried. And if I spend too much time consuming content, I will literally feel tired for the entire day. So with that, you won't even be productive. So we'll give it like a C tier.
Or a B tier. Because social media is rotting our brains, bro. But yeah.
It's obviously not that bad, but it will definitely distract you. And it will distract 4.95 billion people if they consume too much and if they're not careful what they consume. Vaping. There's nothing good that comes out of this. The only thing you'll get out of vaping is popcorn lungs and coughing. Alright, people will just hit this thing repeatedly and just try.
Like, bro, I don't get it. I don't get what's so good about vaping, bro. Like, you're just inhaling gas. Like, the only gas you should be inhaling is oxygen.
Get a buzz every like
I'll put
2
this
minutes.
in A tier.
Yeah, dopamine release about to go crazy when you hit the Nicholas team, but it lasts like 2 seconds. And it tastes like horse shit. And it looks like you're sucking on a dick. So we'll give it an F tier. Along with the threats of vaping, there's a very cringe aesthetic around it. Like, for example, someone will just vape on their story, and I guess I'm supposed to be shivering in my boots. Oh, shiver me timbers, he's got a vape, guys. I'm not letting my girl near him. Music. Alright, this John is on all day for me. I have crazy hours on Spotify. Is music an addiction? I really have no clue. But how can you not get enough of these bangers? Like, oh my god. Like, I'm on a whole nother planet. I'm floating. I'm turning up. Music is just great. S tier. My body literally gets the chills when I'm floating to a song. But I don't see any downsides to listening to music unless it's a distraction to you. Next, we got caffeine. Your heart is literally gonna pull up to your bedroom and murder you in your sleep if you drink too much caffeine. And the kidneys are gonna put you in a body bag and throw you in the grave. Your kidneys are gonna be crying for help, and your heart is gonna be beating so fast. If you have an appropriate amount of caffeine, it'll help you lock in. But I don't know how people can have so much caffeine. If I pass 1 cup of coffee, I'm doing the jitters at my desk. So we're gonna have to give it a D tier for that. If you're overusing,
all you need is like 1 coffee a day, bro. Why do you need to drink coffee like 5 times a day? That's unnecessary.
Caffeine, you're just missing the point. So its purpose is just gone. Next, we got elk, or apple juice. Yeah, I don't see myself ever getting 10 beers deep to the point where I'm walking sideways like, I'll happily pass on that, because when I'm at a bar and I'm trying to get a girl's number, I'm gonna be looking in the opposite direction of the girl. If I'm 10 beers deep, I'm gonna be looking at the wall. And this is every college kid's addiction. This is at every frat party known to man. Some frat guy will come up to you and be like, yo, you want a brewski, dude? Like,
alcohol is pretty bad, but yo, you can't overdo it, guys. Like, maybe you can drink once in a while, but if you like drink like every day, become drunk like every day, bro, your life's gonna be ruined, bro. I'm telling you, your life's going to be ruined.
serving this shit like it's at a restaurant, unless it's like BYOB. So I guess after you slam down your brewski like a frat guy, some random's gonna come up to you and start dapping you up like, yo, bro, you're my home.
Yeah, but the only good thing about alcohol, you get to meet new people. Like, you see the real in people. Like, you see how they really are, how they feel about you, and you actually make new friends. But guys, don't drink if you don't like drinking, guys. Not saying you should drink it. I just say you should be careful about drinking.
Man, I love you, man. Who the hell was that? Yeah, alcohol makes you loose with about anybody. Like, at first, like, whenever you're at a party, the vibe's awkward at first, and then hours later, everyone's turning the hell up. But yeah, people
Exactly.
drink responsibly and don't go over their limits. We'll give it like a C tier. Because some people, when you get around them and they have too much, it's just so annoying. People will just be mad obnoxious, but it will help you warm up at social functions because you don't want to be that sober guy at the party, trust me. But drink responsibly and don't be an idiot. Next we got the
Exactly.
green G, or that gas. I just felt lethargic and stupid for just 2 hours. They're the type to wake and bake. They'll have it on them at all times and they'll be fried basically
Oh,
everywhere they go. You don't want to have
marijuana.
too much because you're going to be puking. I know from a friend it's not fun and sometimes you could have pretty bad trips, so we're going to have to give it a D tier. Next up we
You
have
start
E.
believing in some shit, bro. I'm telling you. After you got that shit, you start believing in some stupid shit, bro. I'm telling you.
More specifically, just overeating or junk food in general. Now look, if my mom makes a whole batch of cookies...
Hey, I don't see nothing wrong about food though. Like, I'll put this in F tier. Like, there's nothing wrong with food, unless you're obese or something. But if you eat nicely, you just took care of yourself, you can be
the
good, bro.
oven, I'm floating down there like I'm Drake, just sniffing the air like cookies and milk. It just hits. It hits harder than my dad's bed. But yeah, after I'm done eating the cookies, though, all the happiness, the joy I got from eating the cookies is gone because I feel like a tub of lard after. I feel like I evolved from Grimer to Muck. And if I eat too much junk food, like I'm literally just gonna be on the couch lying there like, I'm literally just gonna feel like shit. But never should you get to the point where you're doing mukbangs like Nick Avocado. Like, that shit is not healthy. Bro is just playing a very dangerous game.
Bro, look at this guy. He's got no neck.
Mukbangs like Nick Avocado. Like, that shit is not healthy. Bro is just playing a very...
Bro's got no neck. How the fuck? He got a double chin.
dangerous game. Some companies will add whatever they can to their food to taste good, so it can trigger that dopamine release and you eat more and more. Junk food is good, but too much, it's not good for you. So we'll give it a B tier. Next we have gambling, and gambling is just stupid. It's literally just a waste of money. You have such a low percentage chance of winning at a machine. Like, they literally
Hey,
rig
but
the
if you
goddamn
win,
thing so
you
the
get a lot
company
of
makes
money,
the
though.
most amount of money they can. Like, I tried sports betting and that shit went horrible, so don't do it. I thought I was an
Why
avid
would you
enough
bet on
viewer of the
sports,
NFL
bro?
to the point where I thought, you know what, I could probably win. Nope, I got absolutely shit on. The odds are impossible, alright? They try to make you think that you're gonna be the one to win that millie, but you're not. All these machines literally just statistically fuck you in the ass. And you could lose thousands of dollars from this addiction. So F tier, it's garbage. Like, with shopping, at least it's not empty
I'll
money.
put
You
it a
get
D tier.
stuff, but with this, no, nothing. Working. Now, a lot of people just like to take extra hours, which of course, go ahead. But working can get
Who's
to an
addicted to
addiction
work?
to the
What
point
the
where you're just
hell?
a workaholic, just sitting there, grinding on the grind for hours. No sleep, no food, just grind. Yeah, you're just gonna burn yourself out doing
Yeah.
this, trust me. And you won't be able to stay consistent at your job because you're not doing a healthy amount. But if you are working a lot, it can be a good thing because you're like hella productive. We'll still give it an S tier. This addiction probably will get you the furthest in life. If you're
Yeah.
addicted to your work practically and you love it so much, it can definitely get you places, but you gotta step away at some points. Love addiction. This is the one where you constantly are just chasing a relationship because you want to be like Drake, getting all
Bro,
giddy when...
I'm telling you. You're not Drake. Alright? If that girl don't like you, stay away, bro. You're not Drake, nigga. If you know you're ugly and a girl don't like you, stay away.
you see your girl. I guess that's the feeling that they're addicted to, is this that fresh relationship, the start. Their self-esteem just takes a massive
There's
hit
also
when they're
fish in the
single.
sea.
It's like they need to be in a relationship, or else their self-confidence is gonna be below sea level. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and I
constantly
don't
being
get people. Why do they need to be in love to be happy? Like, why do they need a partner to be happy? You can be happy on your own. Like I'm telling you, I don't know about women, but men, you can be happy on your own. Like start focusing on yourself first before getting that woman you like, bro. Like start getting the money, and the woman will come chase you after. Okay.
in and out of relationships and trying to chase girls and trying to get them to love me back doesn't sound very pleasant. And if you're out here chasing, bro, you're just gonna be labeled as desperate. So
Exactly.
we're gonna have to give it like a D tier. Like this could possibly send you on an emotional roller coaster. So no. The
Start
hub.
acting like Juice World.
It's not a taboo topic for a reason. It's one of those unspeakable things people do in their rooms late at night, pitch black. And then they just sit there like a toad on a bench when they're done. Hummington will literally mess with
Bro,
the
you
inner
look weird. I'm
workings
telling
of
you.
your mind.
You will
And your
look weird.
self-confidence is just gonna be cooked. You're basically Sneeko through the phone at that point. And you won't even be focused either. You'll be in class sitting there thinking about the baddie you just saw in there last night. Let's just put it into perspective. You were to go to the gym, get a crazy pump in before you go out on a date with this girl, or you go on Hubbington. Which scenario do you think you'll feel more confident in? There you go. And if you're saying Hubbington, you're
Exactly.
just coping.
The
We're gonna have
gym.
to give this one a G tier. But the video is not over yet. There could be another addiction that tops this one. That can be crowned the Duck's worst addiction. Next, we have video games. It's kind of comparable to social media.
Yo,
Like if
video
you
games
spend
are
too much
really
time on
addictive. I
video
would
games,
lie.
your brain is gonna be cooked. Like sure, your brain is being active while playing video games versus social media, but it's a lot for the brain to handle. And as long as you don't play for like, I don't know, 10 plus hours a day, and you're not letting the game consume you of rage, you're gonna be good, of course. Like if you just play a few hours a day. It's a pretty manageable addiction for most. But you do have Discord mod Dannies out there that make video games their entire life. And they just sit there, grinding every second of their life that they have towards the video game, and try to progress in any way that they can. I'll give it like a solid B tier, because unlike social media, you're like actively engaged. You're communicating with people, you're not just sitting there rotting in your bed. So that puts it
Yeah.
a step above social media or just scrolling. Next up, I don't even know if this one's an addiction or if you could consider it an addiction, but a lot of people say that they're
I say, when you're playing video games, right? You're actually using your brain in some sort of way. Like you're actually analyzing the things you need to do, what you have to have planning, than just sitting around your bed scrolling through TikTok or something, bro. Like I would put that in P tier too.
addicted to hanging out with their friends. There's like this survey that revealed that 69% of the respondents were addicted to their friends. Now, I don't know if any of you in the comments could say that you're addicted to friends or like hanging out with them or whatever, because socializing with people is a human need, and
Yeah.
it releases dopamine and oxytocin and all this other shit that makes us happy. So you know what? I'm gonna have to give it an S tier. I'm proudly addicted to hanging out with my friends. I don't give a fuck. Staying up late. Now, this is not a crazy addiction by any means, but I don't know, something is just so peaceful about staying up late. It's just so quiet. I can
pretty
independently
weird
do
for me,
leisure
like, I
activities.
can't
Just
stay
the
up
late
late.
night lock-in in general just hits different. It definitely does beat tossing and
I'm a guy
turning
who
in
sleeps
bed and
early
just
and
not
wake up
being able to
early,
fall asleep. So sometimes I will
so I
wake up
can't
out of my slumber
do
and
that,
go
bro.
do some leisure activities or get some work done. Start cooking up some hot ass in the studio, whatever it is, whatever my
You wanna
mind is
start
feeling.
waking
It's
up
like you're in
people.
your own world. You don't have to follow anyone's schedule or nothing for the few hours that you have. And no matter how many times I say it, oh, I'm gonna go to bed early, never happens. So for this one, we'll give it like a C tier. Kind of depends what you do when you stay up late. Hardcore drugs. Okay, that was a crazy plot twist. They're expensive, they can ruin your life, they're super addictive, and some people will literally live in cardboard boxes for these things. Alright, this is probably gonna be G
I know
tier,
some people like
Doug's
that.
worst addiction, crown it right now. I'm not messing with that shit ever. But one thing that I will mess with and that you should become addicted to is watching the duck. Okay, no, I'm kidding. But if you do want to become addicted,
Watching
watch
my
this
video,
video right here.
that should be
Become
addicted to.
addicted to me. Pause, that sounded terrible.